Hello everybody, I'm Darwinfish.
And I'm Tezzafish.
And we're identical twins. Ours is a bit of a strange story actually. We've only just, this last year, been reunited, haven't we? After lots of years of separation.
We were parted as children when we were sent abroad when the Falklands War broke out.
Our parents thought it would be best for us if they sent us to the Falklands when we first declared war against Argentina. And unfortunately, while we were there was
The penguins.
an incident.
Penguins.
So we call it, and it involved some penguins, and unfortunately it meant that from that moment on we were separated. And it wasn't until this year, strangely enough, at my local market in Harrogate, where we were reunited over a crocheted cardigan.
Still
in the market.
In the market.
See, we do that sometimes, finish each other's
sentences.
And then breakfasts.
Well, it's correct 99.9% of the time.
Most of it. Most of the time, yes. We do share an uncanny bond. And we recognised it again straight away when we saw each other again, didn't we?
It was like looking in a mirror.
It was. I turned around and I was aware of this presence that was reaching for the other sleeve of the cardigan that I'd had my eye on.
He grabbed the left sleeve, I grabbed the right.
I mean, there you go. It's always been that way, bunk beds.
We both had this unnatural attraction to cable knit.
Yeah, absolutely. Cable knit, and the more garish the better, but that's the secret that
multicolour swap shop.
Kept between ourselves. Well, until now.
Right.
Obviously, and I saw him there, and I looked at him and I thought, that's me.
And I thought, that's me.
And it was like, mirror, one of these kind of sudden, slightly moving moments, I thought.
It was highly emotional.
Well, it was emotional.
Highly.
But he's always been more emotional than me, because he's actually the older one of the two of us.
3 minutes.
It might be 3 minutes, but you're still going to be 40 before I am.
Anyway,
yes, it was like very strange, this moment where everybody else stopped and stared at us, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, and obviously that was because of the fact that
I did too.
Yeah, in Harrogate you're just not used to seeing two men who look exactly the same embracing. In fact, there was this one bright spark, and he shouted out that don't do it, it'll create a paradox. Yeah, and there'll be some kind of
rift
in the space-time continuum. I would have chosen rent. Personally.
Rift.
I think rent's more literary.
Or tear.
Tear's useless. I think rent is a more literary term.
Okay.
A rent in the space-time continuum, like the universe would collapse in on itself and all that kind of thing. But thankfully that didn't happen. No.
And we're still here to tell the tale.
Yeah, that was really great.
But the strange thing is that prior to that moment, I had lost all memory of Darwinfish.
Yeah, it was a strange side effect of the incident, where that's one of the only times in life it's affected us in slightly different ways. Actually, I mean, he got complete amnesia, didn't he? Couldn't remember a thing. Yeah, I wasn't so much a complete amnesiac as I was just
partial. Yeah,
I was kind of vaguely uneasy around sort of black and white things, but funny enough. So were you, weren't you? Especially those nuns. Yeah, he wasn't good around nuns at all. Yeah, and I couldn't go to the zoo. Zebras. No, they're not good. Yeah, and thankfully I've got to the stage where I can read a newspaper now without screaming.
It's barcodes.
But he does still struggle with barcodes.
Black and white. Supermarkets are a nightmare.
They are. We take a long time to do the shopping.